So, Paul, why don't you come up here for me, okay? Thank you so much.
Hi, I'm Paul, a grateful member of the community, and a representative of the Temple Membership Committee. I've never been described as part of the housekeeping. So you've heard some great music already. You've heard, a great share about Yedid Nefesh. You've heard some great Teshuvah amends, and I want to encourage you to join the temple. And if I were smart, I would just say, listen to what has already happened, and I would sit down. But I'm not smart. So I want to encourage each of you here and the millions watching on live streaming to join our temple if you're not already a member. We make it so easy for you. It is pay what you can, okay? And the dress code here is whatever you happen to be wearing. Or whatever Bob Benditson is wearing, whichever is closer to what you wore when you were in the 8th grade. So, in conjunction with this, if maybe this is your first time here, you don't know that much about Beit T'Shuvah, what I've done is I've collected a few photographs that I'd like to show you that'll give you a sense of what life is like here at Beit T'Shuvah. And so if we could have the lights turned down a little, that's great. And if you'll keep your eye on the monitor that's closest to you, I'll tell you what's going on in these photos. Okay, first, these no parking signs surrounding the temple remind us how little has changed since our ancient forebears wandered in the desert. It can still take Jews 40 years to find parking. Next. Here's my first Shabbat service, and Rabbi Mark has welcomed me with a great big hug. Next. Moments later, I'm looking for my wallet and my watch. Next. Here I am, my second Shabbat service, and again, Rabbi Mark has welcomed me with a big hug. Next. Moments later, Rabbi Mark is looking for his wallet and watch. I learned an awful lot just reading The Holy Thief in 1 week. Here, as he often does, Rabbi Mark invites us to dance to Lecha Dodi, and he says it's to honor the Jews of 16th century Shvat who marched to the edge of town to celebrate Shabbos. Next. Here is this painting of 16th century Shvat, and you'll see why the Jews really walked to the edge of town. There at the end of the road is Ming's Chinese Takeout. Next. Here is Laura's piano before she enrolled it in Weight Watchers.
Oh.
It has lost 150 pounds, 3 octaves, and all of its pedals. Her key was to play half instead of full notes and to put it on a chord-free diet. Next. As the cantor sings, Heidi Benditson leaps out of her chair and claps. That puzzled look on the cantor's face is because he was singing the Shema at the time. Okay. Here at Beit T'Shuvah, climate change is real and constant. On this night, a warm front from the kitchen collided with a cold front coming from the residence section, and a thunderstorm broke out over the bima. Rabbi Michael gave the first sermon ever to be called on account of rain. Next. As services begin, not tonight, Rabbi Mark reads from a book by Heschel. This one is called God in Search of a Paragraph He Can Understand.
Oh, man. That one was good. Yeah.
What do this Challah and this You Matter book have in common? You can't take either out of the synagogue unless you pay for it. Okay, so those are a few photos to let you in on what goes on here. But I want to finish by saying, why should you really join? Because everybody in this synagogue is of service. If you showed up here tonight, you let us and the residents and each other know that we all matter. If you're part of the sisterhood, you matter and you're of service. If you've ever given a T'Shuvah or an amends, you're of service. If you've ever gone to Freedom Song, you are of
Service.
Service. Louder.
Service.
Join the temple. We need you. Pay what you can. The forms are over there. Thank you.
All right.